Howdy, and welcome back to Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, the game. As you recall in the last episode, I showed you G1 Colors Ratchet. Really nice remake of the DLC character. And now, we run to the next character, who is a Decepticon, and if you recall, one that I mentioned who works better than he does. So, we're just gonna get straight to him right now. G1 Colors Megatron. Yeah, this was a character I was not sure was going to work as well as he did, but I am very thrilled with the results. Very thrilled indeed. Alright, well, this version of Megatron was based on a custom render I did a while back, but I've added a feature that one lacked. Obviously, taking G1 Megatron's scheme and applying it to this was a bit difficult at first, but I eventually found a technique that worked. So, yeah, we can roll around him. A good look. So, I guess we'll just get to it then, huh? I'm playing this sideways just so you can get a good camera angle. Okay, well, the first thing I did was I brightened him up, because I realized that the enhanced colors I used for Megatron were very, very dark. So I brightened him up to more of a shiny silver metal to get a nice contrast between the rest of the parts, and it was very needed, very needed. Well, one feature I did add that the CGI render I did not is the arms. The red bits near the arms. Those were new. I don't know why I didn't put them in the CGI render, probably because the angle wasn't that good, but the arms to me are like what really make this. They really do. They really add that, like, you can look at this like, hey, that looks like G1 Megatron. Exactly, that's exactly what I was going for. Okay, this is a really subtle touch, but if you look in his inner workings, they're red. Because G1 Megatron had that stuff on the side, and I wanted to incorporate that somehow, so I have thrown it in both the front and the back, so that he has that nice clash. I actually took a bit of inspiration from animated, at least near the legs anyway. I think his hips were like all silver, I think, something like that. You guys just, good, okay. I think that's it up top. Yeah, okay. His hips slash crotch section is a dark, I guess you could call it navy, maybe? I think it's kind of like a really fainted blue. And yeah, I didn't think this one would work as well as it should, but it separates it nicely. Okay, well, after the hips, he has his legs, which, this one I went for some trial and error, but I eventually decided on having his upper leg thigh section all silver, with the exception of those knee pads. Because to me, I know that was the design I wanted to go for the legs. That's just something it had to be. So that section is navy, but what's below it is all silver, and I think it works quite nicely. He's got a bit more dark navy toward his feet. I think all the parts on his feet, metal-wise, are that same navy. Because, well, to me that just made sense for him to have that. Yeah. Is that it? Is that really it? Did I flow through it that lightning fast? Did I really? Huh. Okay. I guess I did. Yeah, simple reskin, but it works a lot better than you think it would. Okay, but that's not all. Another change was with his gun. Oh, of course he has no sounds. It's gonna be easier to use with his blade, so he's got some dark navy parts on his gun. Mostly on the blade, that point, that upper point, and that little piece right there. And I threw it a little red just for fun. Yeah. Not a lot to that, but I had that in my render, so I carried it over to this. Okay, yeah, that's actually robot mode, a lot quicker than I expected. Now, I did put up a poll between Galvatron and Megatron, but I think Megatron makes the most sense in this case. I will incorporate a Galvatron reskin at some point. I don't know where, but I will do one. Okay, well now that we've covered robot mode, we have one more mode to check out. So Megatron, transform. Tank form. Tank form. This was a challenge. I'm just gonna mute the sound out, would you? Okay. Yeah, this was a challenge. Trying to decide what Megatron's tank form would look like when he turns into a gun was a real tricky scenario. However, I decided the best course of action was to try and make it match what robot mode has. So what I ended up doing was making the front that navy blue, or that really fainted navy, or whatever you want to call it. I did the same to his main gun. At least the upper part of his main gun is navy, with some tiny little bits of red in there just for show. For the back, he has some additional navy on the kind of right near the back, right there and there. Yeah, right there. You see, and the rest is mostly silver, but he does have some more red toward the front. I don't know if you can really see it here, can you? I'll have to cue up a clip of him with his fusion cannon. Here's that. Yeah, you can see I had some red spikes there. I needed to add the red in somewhere, and I figured that was the best choice for it. But, yeah. It's a simple reskin, but I think it works really well. All his parts on the sides of his treads are all that navy. Just because I figured it made sense. But yeah, I think that is it. Really? You can't break through a stupid... There you go. Yeah. A bit more simple to run for than I thought, but yeah. Megatron works a lot better than I figured he would, and he's a very, very nice addition to the pack. Using high-res textures, of course. Alright, well, yeah, that's it for this episode. Actually, one more thing, he does have his flight mode, but that really just has wings, so that's the only difference. They're brightened up to be silver too, so I'm not gonna make that into a separate video, just so you know. Okay, now I believe that is it for this episode. Next character will likely be another Autobot. One that's gonna be kind of cool and it's a bit tricky to do, but I think an Autobot will be next. Alright, well, that's it for this episode. I will see you in the next one where we show you the next G1 character. Get us out of here, Megatron.
Bumblebee!